Cat Black here. Urban bar safety. We can pretend that the only threats to our community are distant MAGA people, and under that umbrella, identitarians, neo-Nazis, violent racist skinheads, and of course, the smiley face characters who hide behind titles of respectability while having everything in common with the previous bigots. Unfortunately, that is not the only threat that we face. If you're recreationally inclined and urban bars are your venue of choice, here is some advice from me, your brother, who's created safety in and around them for quite some time. Point number one, if you feel like you're in an open air correctional facility with a whole bunch of macho and no searches at the door, either with a metal detector, pat search, looking inside women's purses, etc., in an area that is already known for violent treason, carjackings, murder, armed robbery, assault, you may want to consider going somewhere else. Now, let's not put other people on a pedestal, because I know the rebuttal. Just like I wouldn't go to a white biker bar that didn't like black people, or a punk rock club that didn't like black people, I'm also choosy about going to venues that, while black owned, may not like black people either regarding safety. If you have to search your clientele because you're concerned your clientele may bring weapons into the venue to use against your clientele, my advice to you is don't be one of the clientele. And let's be candid. If you look at a lot of social media posts in the wake of shootings at, in, near, or around urban bars, black folks who are at the center of the urban experience, most of whom would consider themselves Democrats, none of whom would accept the title of Handkerchief Head or Uncle Tom or Sambo, say among each other that such venues are indeed threats to our safety. As we create safety, we need to make sure that we are aware of those locations that enhance our safety and those locations that don't. Your average urban bar owner is only concerned about making money. If that means he or she has to make excuses in the wake of fights, robberies, even murder, in order to keep making money, he or she will do so. If the security, and I'll put that in big quotes, for aforementioned urban bars looks like one of his homeboys or a good person who just simply isn't equipped for the level of threat assessment and interdiction necessary for urban bar environments, you really need to consider whether or not it's worth risking your big three of life, liberty, and liability to enter that property. So again, as you consider your safety, hopefully as your number one priority, you need to look very closely at urban bars, and I would say look away, because until their owners and the municipalities and states which regulate them demand real security screening, and real vetting of your clientele, you will continue to have bad headlines and even worse tragedies befalling patrons.